$150 million. That's not a number from an economic report. It's the damage that wild boars, the most aggressive invasive species, cause to Georgia's agriculture every year. They don't just destroy crops, they wreak havoc on ecosystems, threatening native species like the gopher tortoise on Ossabaw Island. They are a pandemic. That's why we're here to protect the economy and restore the balance that nature has lost. Join us on this journey to discover what it takes to fight back. At 6:30 a.m., just as the first light of dawn was breaking, we began our hunt. This is a true battle of wits because wild boars are incredibly intelligent. Their sense of smell is a natural alarm system. Because of this, we have to move against the wind, using every patch of brush as cover, turning patience into our most powerful weapon. Not long after, a moving shadow among the brush came into my sights. With a single shot, the first wild boar froze, stunned as if bombarded with a series of questions. Who am I? Where am I? Then, it collapsed to the ground, its senses fading, marking the start of today's hunt. A smooth and promising beginning. The deeper we ventured into the forest, the more oppressive the air became. Suddenly, a massive muscular wild boar appeared. Wow! The thought of all the delicious dishes it could make crossed my mind. It charged forward, trying to escape. But with a quick squeeze of the trigger, Leon's shot held it in place. Forever. The lurking threat was neutralized in an instant. One bullet for the destroyer, and 1,000 sprouts of greenery preserved. The elevated position gave David an absolute tactical advantage. He wasn't in a rush. He simply observed, waiting for the perfect moment. As soon as the wild boar charged into the clearing, it turned into the perfect target. The sound of justice rang out. And from that moment, one less enemy would plague the fields. Watching it fall, he felt a sense of relief, knowing he had preserved the peace for this land. As the sun climbed higher, we left the hillside and ventured deeper into the trails and meadows. Here, the visibility was limited, turning the hunt into a test of reflexes and courage. The distance closed in, and with it, the danger multiplied. Under the scorching midday sun, as we moved along the trail, we spotted signs of a target hiding nearby. John, the team's marksman, immediately took position, locking down the suspected area. Just as expected, the moment the target emerged from the brush, bang! The game of hide-and-seek ended swiftly. The threat to the crops was eliminated with precision and speed. One shot, straight and true, took out the nuisance for good. Meanwhile, on this side, a confrontation just as intense was unfolding. The wild boar charged like a runaway truck across the meadow, its sole target being Thomas. And just as the distance between them closed to only a few steps, a sharp, clean shot rang out, instantly controlling the rampaging beast. A life or death standoff, inches away, a heart-stopping moment. What do you think of my teammates' handling of the situation? As the day drew to a close, we remained vigilant. On the red dirt path, Leon had chosen the perfect ambush position. And then they came. Not just one or two, but a whole herd. Leon fired relentlessly into the moving formation. Amid the storm of bullets, many of the destroyers fell, bringing an end to a perfect hunt and leaving the fields intact. From the hillside to the trails, every threat has been neutralized. Everything went according to plan. This success belongs to no one individual. A sincere thank you goes out to my teammates who stood by my side, to the trust of the local people, and especially to the support and authorization from the US government that allowed us to operate within the bounds of the law. In Oklahoma, dawn doesn't just bring light, it reveals the wreckage left behind by the night. Our enemy, the wild hog. But they're no longer just wild animals. They've become an invading army, nearly 1.5 million strong. These beasts don't just eat crops, they tear through the land like a storm. They root, they trample, they destroy, turning fields of corn and soybeans into war zones. Every year, they leave behind tens of millions of dollars in damage. This isn't hunting for sport. This is a mission. We're here to push back the invasion. Following the tracks still fresh in the damp earth, we made our way to a vast sugarcane field. Under the blistering sun, we waited, patient and sharp. It didn't take long. From deep within the cane field came the chaos of pursuit, barking, crashing, the sound of a beast on the run. Then, it broke through, a massive black hog, charging full speed, no hesitation. Two clean shots rang out. Both hit their mark. The hog dropped hard into the red Oklahoma dirt. Where life begins is also where destruction must end. Our mission pressed on. Out of the cornfield burst a massive hog, arrogant and bloated from its feast of destruction. Rage surged through me. I raised my rifle, tightened the scope, locked onto the beast. Boom! The first bullet slammed into its shoulder. The thick hide, like armor, held strong. I fired again, this time a solid hit to the body. Still, with its monstrous weight, the hog barreled forward, crazed and furious, vanishing into the cornfield across the way. It was hit hard, but not hard. The hunt isn't over yet. What do you think? Did I get him in the next round? That moment felt like my heart was gonna jump right out of my chest. Anyone else get that same jolt? Drop a comment and let me know. What that hog didn't know was that its cleverness had already been outmatched. Across the field, John was ready, double-barrel shotgun steady in his grip, eyes locked on the gap where the hog was about to break through. And just like we predicted, it charged out, wild and desperate, bolting across the dirt road in search of new cover. The shot rang out, clean, final. The slug found its mark, dropping the beast mid-sprint. Its escape ended in a heartbeat. The destroyer was done, and the land could breathe easy again. As the afternoon sun burned hotter, the battle moved into the thick brush along the forest edge. From deep within the thickets, the bark of a hound rang out, like a death knell echoing through the brush. David was already in position. He knew it was coming. And just as expected, the hog broke through. One sharp crack split the silence. The beast dropped instantly. Its life ended in a blink. But then, instinct kicked in. David turned, only to see another monster charging straight at him, eyes burning with fury. In that split second, he fired point blank. The shot stopped it cold. David exhaled, like a man who had just stepped back from the edge of death. Trying to avenge your buddy? Go join him! The party's down there. Now tell me, did that shot deserve 1 million likes or what, fellas? Guided by the barks of his four-legged partners, Leon pushed deeper into the brush. The wounded hog was in there, hiding, breathing heavy. He signaled the dogs to fall back, keeping them safe. Then he raised his rifle. One final merciful shot echoed through the woods, sending the beast into eternal rest. One bullet fired, a whole season saved. The dogs barked wildly near the brush, a clear warning of danger ahead. We held our breath, moving forward slowly, every sense of high alert. Suddenly, the hog charged like a torpedo straight at me. In a flash of panic, survival instinct kicked in. I unloaded a rapid burst into it. Despite treacherous terrain or harsh conditions, ferocious wild boars with their staggering reproduction rates are becoming a major threat. They sweep through, destroying crops, tearing up the land, and endangering human and livestock lives. Today, the hunters are ready to set out, determined to stop this monstrous horde. Fierce battles and heart-pounding encounters lie ahead. Do they have the courage to quell this wild beast uprising? Follow along right now. Amid the sub-zero chill of the Romanian mountains, a fierce battle was unfolding. At this moment, Finn's hunting team had surrounded and secured key positions where they predicted wild boars would appear. Not long after, Leon kicked off the first ambush. Through his binoculars, he spotted a wild boar weaving through dense trees. As it stepped into an open clearing, a shot was fired instantly. The boar collapsed immediately, unable to resist. A decisive shot marked the start of today's battle. Continuing to follow the tracks left in the snow, Leon and his team pressed forward. From a distance, a familiar silhouette quickly appeared, lurking among the dry bushes. Choosing a strategic position and angle, he pulled the trigger. A series of shots rang out, cutting off the beast's escape route. Thus ended a formidable threat in the frigid mountain wilderness. In another corner, Finn quietly tracked through the snow-covered hills. Suddenly, from behind the bushes, a dark hulking figure emerged. Without hesitation, gunshots rang out in rapid succession. The beast finally lay still, unable to take another step. Hunting in the snow is a relentless battle between the hunter and harsh nature, but each shot fired is a declaration to maintain peace for this land. Leaving the icy, snow-covered mountains behind, we head to a forest in Turkey, where Kevin's hunting team arrived early. Upon reaching the area, they swiftly took their pre-assigned positions. 15 minutes passed when a sharpshooter, quietly observing, suddenly spotted a wild boar darting past like an arrow. Acting on instinct, he immediately pulled the trigger. A single precise shot stopped any chance of the boar's escape. Another threat was eliminated, cleanly and decisively. At the same moment, deep within the forest, a tense confrontation unfolded between Kevin and a massive wild boar. The familiar barks of the hunting dogs echoed, and Kevin and his team immediately sprang into action. Right before their eyes, the monstrous beast appeared. The instant they met, it charged furiously straight at Kevin. Without a hint of panic, he pulled the trigger. The shot halted the attack in the critical moment. Truly heart-stopping. A mere second later, and Kevin might not have been the one in control. In another corner, a sharpshooter in a concealed position quickly spotted a wild boar attempting to flee. Without hesitation, a gunshot rang out, and like a scene from a perfect film, the boar collapsed behind a tree. Before he could even lower his rifle, another boar charged forward. With a single pull shot, it too fell motionless on the icy ground. The reign of terror these creatures had inflicted on the forest was brought to an end. Crops wiped out. Hunters must act decisively against the monstrous horde. In France, wild boars are causing severe economic losses, inflicting millions of dollars in damage and raising concerns about disease outbreaks. Faced with this situation, hunters must swiftly step in to halt their destruction. Will today's battle stop these monstrous beasts in time? Thrilling hunts and precise trigger pulls will be vividly showcased right now. Follow along and pick the hunt that impresses you the most. Early in the morning, Thomas's team gathers and heads out in an off-road vehicle to a field in France. Upon arrival, the team swiftly disperses to their pre-assigned positions. After 10 minutes, a hunter carefully scans the area when a familiar silhouette darts across his line of sight. Without hesitation, he pulls the trigger and gunshots ring out in rapid succession. The last beast collapses onto the green grass with no chance of escape. The opening move is decisive and swift, marking the team's first victory. Continuing to search for traces of wild boars, a hunter spots one frantically fleeing from a distance. He immediately rushes to cut it off, leaving it no escape route. At the moment the prey is just a few meters away, a bullet flies out, striking the beast with pinpoint accuracy. It collapses to the ground instantly. A single moment's delay could have led to unpredictable consequences. A high-speed battle is unfolding on a nearby field. At this moment, Thomas takes aim while his teammates maneuver closer to the beast's position. A barrage of gunfire erupts across the field, taking down each boar one by one. In just a few minutes, the monstrous horde is wiped out, leaving only their scattered carcasses across the field. A swift sweep restores peace to this land. Deep in the forest, another hunting team has set up an ambush, determined to let no boar escape. Just minutes later, a wild boar foraging for food falls into James' crosshairs. Not giving it a chance to react, a bullet is fired instantly, and the boar collapses on the spot. Another threat to this forest is put to an end. At another position, a hunter lies in wait, ready for the prey to appear. Suddenly, rustling sounds nearby, and his eyes instantly scan the area. A wild boar bursts out of the bushes, fast as an arrow. Without hesitation, the first shot rings out, but misses. The beast quickly darts deeper into the brush ahead, thinking it has escaped. But this time, the hunter takes precise aim and pulls the trigger. The animal collapses instantly, unable to resist. Another threat is neutralized right where it thought it was safe. Outside the forest, the relentless barking of hunting dogs signals the location of a wild boar. James swiftly rushes forward, and right in his line of sight, a boar lies still, ignoring the dog's barks nearby. At that very moment, he fires, the bullet instantly striking the beast's body. A precise, decisive shot, eliminating any potential threat in the blink of an eye. Over the past half-month, farmers here have been living in constant anxiety due to the fierce rampage of monstrous beasts. From dawn to midnight, they take turns guarding their crops, determined to prevent the destructive herd from sweeping in and wreaking havoc. In response, hunting teams have swiftly moved in to confront and stop these creatures. And now, Vivid footage will vividly capture the thrilling hunt and ambush. Follow along right now. Today's first destination is a vast field where monstrous beasts are ravaging the crops. Now, they can no longer run rampant, as Thomas and his team of professional hunting dogs are present. The dogs circle around, and within minutes, they pick up the scent of their prey. Thomas swiftly moves forward, his eyes scanning the unusually swaying stalks of rice. He immediately assumes a ready stance. Suddenly, a wild boar charges. Without a moment's hesitation, a shot rings out. The beast collapses instantly. Not stopping there, Thomas follows the wild boar's tracks to the adjacent field. Suddenly, a boar darts across his line of sight. With just one shot ringing out, the beast is brought down instantly. Thomas breathes a sigh of relief, a joyful expression spreading across his face. The threat has been completely neutralized. The binoculars are raised, and Thomas quickly spots suspicious tracks. He assumes a ready stance, preparing to pull the trigger. There it is! The beast is coming! My heart pounds with each beat. Thomas's shot rings out in a flash, and the monstrous beast collapses, unable to pose any threat. Venturing deep into the dense forest, where the monstrous beasts are carefully hiding, the hunters swiftly move to their ambush positions, preparing for an unrelenting battle. From afar, the silhouette of a wild boar flashes by, falling into Finn's sights. The beast collapses the moment the gunshot echoes, truly worthy of being the team's finest long-range shooter. At the same time, another battle erupts, no less intense. For every shooter, caution is a matter of survival, and Finn is no exception. His eyes never waver from the movements ahead. Suddenly, a wild boar charges across. Instinctively, he pulls the trigger without hesitation. One shot, one kill. The beast collapses instantly. Brilliant! The destroyer barely appeared before being taken down immediately. Continuing the pursuit of the prey, Finn suddenly presses himself against a tree, his instincts warning of another encounter. And sure enough, a ferocious wild boar charges forward unexpectedly. Before it can even register what's happening, Finn pulls the trigger. The beast collapses instantly. A perfect finishing shot to close today's hunt. This hunt is not just a chase for prey. It's a story, an unforgettable experience for every hunter. A place where instinct, experience, and alertness are pushed to their ultimate limits. And above all, it's about the glorious triumphs that bring peace to both people and nature.